Hashtag the Royal Academy encounter. Kiera, wake up. You're going to be late for school, Ms. Carla shouted at the top of her lungs. Kiera felt a pang of annoyance, knowing she should get up but still clinging to the comfort of her warm bed. Coming, Mom, Kiera replied, yet her body remained firmly nestled in the blankets. When her mom entered the room and saw her still fast asleep, a mischievous idea crossed her mind. She decided to splash a glass of water on Kiera's face. Mom, what on earth are you doing? Look at my clothes and pillow. They're all soaking wet. Kiera exclaimed, her face dripping with the water her mother had thrown. She felt a surge of irritation, but also a bit of shock at her mom's extreme measure. Get up right now, or you'll be late for school. It's the first day. You're a university student now, and being late isn't a good look, Ms. Carla said, a hint of anger in her voice. Kiera could sense her mom's disappointment, which made her feel a bit guilty. Thanks for the advice, Mom, but could you wake me up in a more normal way next time? Kiera said, looking at her mom seriously. She hoped her mom would understand her request and not resort to such drastic methods again. It'd be better if there was never a next time, sweetie. All right, Ms. Carla said, forcing a smile that carried an underlying, somewhat intimidating pressure. Kiera shivered slightly at the thought. I'm in big trouble if I do this again, Kiera muttered to herself, a bit scared. The thought of facing her mom's wrath again was not appealing. After her mother left the room, Kiera dragged herself to the bathroom to wash her face and brush her teeth. Then, she got ready to join the others for breakfast. She put on the clothes she had picked out the previous night and was immediately greeted by the delicious aroma of freshly made pancakes. Good morning, sister, her brothers James and Justin said in unison. Kiera's heart warmed at their friendly greeting. Good morning, James and Justin, Kiera replied with a bright smile. James and Justin were sitting at the table, enjoying the pancakes their mother had cooked. James was wearing a blue shirt with his favorite cartoon cars on it. Justin, on the other hand, sported a black leather jacket over a white shirt, blue jeans, and a black hat. My brothers are so good looking, Kiera thought to herself as she took in their appearance. Kiera looked around the room, but didn't see her dad. Mom, where's Dad? She asked. A sense of concern washed over her as she wondered about her father's well-being. He's sleeping, Ms. Carla said, her eyes clouding with sadness. Kiera felt a twinge of sympathy for her mom. Oh, I see. Well, don't worry, Mom, Kiera said, trying to comfort her. She wished she could do more to make things better for her family. Kiera's family used to be well-off, but ever since her father lost his job, they had to make do with a normal monthly income. Her father started drinking and became very negative about everything. Since then, peace had been a rare commodity in their household. Their family was different from others. They had their own unique set of challenges. Don't worry, Mom. As the oldest, I'll make sure you have the best life after I finish school, Kiera vowed to herself. Just then, her eyes caught a glimpse of the clock, and she realized she was already running late. Hey, sis. Listen to this. Apparently your school has been chosen for, James started, looking at his iPad. Crap, I'm super late, Kiera exclaimed and rushed to her room to grab her bag. Panic set in as she thought about being late on the first day. But sis, listen to this, James said, turning the iPad towards her so she could read the exciting news. Sorry, James, but I'm really late. Tell me when I get home, okay? Kiera said with an apologetic smile, and then dashed off to school as if her life depended on it. What a troublesome sister. It's been 4 years, and she still can't wake up on time. Does she have any idea what a prestigious school she's going to? Justin said, sounding extremely frustrated. Indeed, son. I'm really worried about how she'll fare when she starts looking for a job, Ms. Carla said, a worried look on her face. Hey, Justin, Mom, look at this. James, the youngest brother, said. What is it, sweetie? Ms. Carla asked, and went to sit next to him. As I was saying, Sis's school has been chosen as the one Prince Sky will attend. It's all over the internet, and it seems like all the available spots at the university have been taken by the daughters of rich people, James said, showing them the news. Really? Then I did the right thing by waking her up. Maybe she'll marry him, Ms. Carla said. There was a brief 2-minute pause as they all imagined the scene. Then, they all looked at each other and said in unison, "No way," they exclaimed, disbelief written all over their faces. What a pity she can't be a bit more feminine, Miss Carla said, looking dejected. Mom, wake up. It's Kiera we're talking about. You know, James and I went to the same school. A lot of boys liked her, but she was so oblivious. I really felt sorry for those boys. And all the boys who tried to pick a fight with her got easily defeated. In that sense, she doesn't even seem like a girl. No girl can take on 5 boys 20 centimeters taller than her. Even I, as a guy, can't do that. She may be short, but she's surprisingly strong, Justin said, recalling their school days. No one had ever dared to bully them at school. Both he and Kiera were good at fighting, but Justin knew his sister was the better fighter. They had been an unbeatable team. He often missed those carefree days. Maybe, but how can you be so sure she won't catch the prince's eye? Sis is an outstanding student. All the teachers praise her, and she's won so many scholarships, James said with a smile. Justin knew how smart Kiera was, especially when it came to advanced math. She would often sneak into the main house's library and lose herself in books for hours. James, she's smart, I don't deny that. But she's so dense. You're too young to understand, Justin said, smiling as he patted his younger brother's head. He was certain that with Kiera's personality, there was no way she would attract the prince's attention. Oh no, I'm so late, Kiera muttered as she ran toward school. After running like crazy, she reached the school gate just 2 minutes before the bell rang. At the entrance, there was a menacing-looking guardian with a severely annoyed expression on his face. The guardian was huge, like a gladiator. Kiera tried to slip in unnoticed while he was scolding another student. Fear welled up inside her, and she felt like she might cry. I feel so sorry for her, Kiera said, watching the scene. She couldn't stand seeing others being bullied. Oh, damn it, Kiera. Your kind-heartedness is going to get you into serious trouble one day. I know it, but I can't help it, Kiera thought to herself. Hey, sir, can't you see she's terrified? She's already apologized and promised not to be late again. What more do you want? Kiera said seriously. The guardian turned to look at her. Hey, Missy, you're lucky I'm letting this go, because I don't have time for small stuff. Now, go to class before I send you to the director's office and suspend you for a week before the semester even starts, the guardian said, looking stern. If you're trying to make me feel bad about my height, don't bother. Do you know Napoleon Bonaparte was short, too, but that didn't stop him from winning battles and becoming the king of France? In short, Mr. with the gladiator look, you can go to the director's office and we'll see who gets suspended, me or you. Now, I'll take this poor student with— Are you okay? You don't have to be scared anymore, Kiera said with a warm smile. Thank you, the girl stammered. You're welcome. But you have to be strong for yourself. My name is Kiera. What's yours? Kiera asked in a friendly tone. My name is Emily. It's nice to meet you. I hope we can be friends, Emily said sweetly. Sure. If anyone bullies you in the future, tell me, and I'll teach them a lesson, Kiera said, making a punching motion to emphasize her point, and Emily laughed. Now that we're free from that gladiator, let's find our class, Kiera said. Kiera and Emily headed towards the board with the class assignments, but it was surrounded by a sea of students. Emily, can you try to find our names? You're taller than me, Kiera said with a hopeful smile. Sure, Kiera, Emily replied with a kind smile. Emily tried, but it was no use. There were so many students around the board and in the garden. It seemed like the school was about to burst at the seams. Don't you think this is strange, Emily? There are definitely more students here than the number of enrolled ones. If all these people were students, the school would have to be twice as big. Something fishy is going on, Kiera said, looking confused. Emily stared at Kiera, who was trying to figure out the reason for the crowd, with a shocked expression on her face. I can't believe there's a girl who doesn't know about Prince Sky's arrival and doesn't seem to care. This is hilarious. You'll see when he comes, Emily murmured. Did you say something, Emily? Kiera asked, not having heard her clearly. No, I didn't. So, did you figure out what's going on? Emily asked, trying hard not to laugh. Well, as far as I know, there's no contest, no scholarship exam, and no seminar today. And even if there was, I don't think it would draw this many people. Most people are lazy, Kiera said. Emily couldn't hold back her laughter any longer. Why are you laughing? Kiera asked, completely puzzled. Because girls like you are so rare. Emily said, still laughing. What do you mean? I don't understand, Kiera said, looking even more confused. Haven't you read the news? Today, Crown Prince Sky will be attending this university. That's why there are so many people. They want to get into this school, but it's already full, Emily explained. Kiera was silent for a few minutes and then looked at her in disbelief. What? Let me get this straight. A crown prince with a chance of going to the Royal Academy has decided to study at a simple private school like this. Are we in a novel, or is this prince just stupid? Kiera said, shocked. She couldn't believe that a real-life prince would be at the same school as her. Stupid? Emily repeated, surprised. Yes. The Golden Knowledge Royal Academy was my dream school before high school, but I couldn't afford it because of our financial situation, Kiera said, forcing a sad smile. Emily looked at her for a moment. If your family has money problems, how can you afford to go to this school? It's not the Royal Academy, but it's still expensive, Emily asked. It's all thanks to the scholarship I won, Kiera said with a proud smile. You're so smart and nice, Emily said, giving her an encouraging smile. Anyway, I worked really hard to get good grades. Along the way, I discovered other talents. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I could study at the Royal Academy, but due to a family issue, I had to give up, Kiera said, trying to hide her sadness. You were selected for a full scholarship in high school? Emily asked, clearly shocked. She knew it was almost impossible for someone without financial support to get a scholarship, especially in high school where the requirements were very strict. I didn't say I won. I passed the first 2 rounds, but I couldn't make it through the third and final round, so I was disqualified, Kiera explained. Because of the family problems? Emily asked. Yes, Kiera said, and a painful memory flashed through her mind. Just thinking about the past made her sad. How did your family start having financial problems? Emily asked curiously. She was eager to know the reason behind Kiera's story. Kiera realized Emily was asking too many personal questions. Emily, you seem like a nice girl, but I just met you, and I don't think I should answer these questions. They're a bit too private, don't you think? Kiera said, smiling politely. Her innocent brown eyes stared directly into Emily's, making Emily feel a bit intimidated. Emily thought Kiera was both cool and a bit scary. She understood that she wouldn't get any more information from Kiera and might even make her angry. So, she decided to leave it to the family detective to find out more. I'm sorry for being nosy, Kiera. I won't bring it up again, Emily said, looking apologetic. Good. It looks like there aren't as many people around the board now, so I'm going to check our class. Do you want to come? Kiera asked. You go ahead. I need to make a phone call, Emily said, taking out her phone. What about your class? Kiera asked. Don't worry. I'll find out myself. I have to make this call because my mom talks a lot, Emily said, with a neutral expression. Ha ha ha. My mom is the same, Kiera said. Both girls laughed, and then Kiera left. Emily called one of her workers. Hello, my lady. How can I help you? The worker asked. I want you to look into the archives of scholarship participants. Check for a student named Kiera among those who failed, Emily ordered. And her last name, my lady? The worker asked. I forgot it. If there are multiple Kieras, send me their photos, and I'll tell you which one I'm interested in, Emily said. Yes, my lady, the worker replied politely. Just as Emily was about to put her phone in her pocket, it rang. She saw Sky's name on the screen and answered the call. Look who finally called. Me and Sebastian have been trying to reach you. Where are you? Emily said sarcastically. Come on, Emily. Don't start. I've had a lot of trouble with a tech company in California, Sky said, rubbing his forehead. Couldn't you use your powers? Emily asked. Stupid. You know Grandpa would cut off my money if I did, Sky said with a laugh. You're right. Anyway, I was about to call you to tell you that we signed the contract with a Japanese company, Emily said. Great. Now, we only have Paris and Berlin left, Sky said happily. Yes, but your grandpa called us on the plane and said he'd take care of it. You have to come to school since it's the first day, Emily said seriously. Do I really have to? Sky said, clearly reluctant. Yes, you do, Emily said firmly. Are there a lot of people there? Sky asked, sounding a bit stressed. Yes, so it's better if you wear a disguise, Emily advised. How annoying, Sky muttered, thinking about all the girls. Don't worry. Not all the girls here like you, Emily said, trying to reassure him, which only confused Sky more. What do you mean? Sky asked, surprised. I met a really interesting girl here. Her name is Kiera. She's kind and strong. I had a problem with the Guardian, and she helped me without hesitation, even though he was much taller than her. We talked, and she seems really smart, too, Emily said, sounding excited. Smart? Well, most of the girls I've met are stupid, except for you, Sky said. That's because we're special. But she thinks you're really dumb, Emily said, laughing. What? Are you making fun of me? Sky asked seriously. No, I'm not. You'll see for yourself when you come. Maybe she can change your boring, serious, and cold personality, Emily said hopefully. Ha 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 ha. Oh, please. I'm a vampire. My blood is supposed to be cold, Sky said, smirking. We'll see. I'll wait for you in class. Let me check where my class is, Emily said. The board was far away, so Emily used her vampire vision to see everything clearly. How lucky. We're all in the same class, 1D. Me, you, and Kiera, Emily said. Nice. Then we'll see each other soon, Sky said. Yeah. I have to go now, so don't be late, Emily said. Okay, I won't, Sky said and hung up the phone. Where to now, Your Highness? The driver asked. Law University. Hurry, Sky ordered. Yes, Your Highness, the driver replied. It's rare for Emily to be interested in someone. I'm curious to meet this girl, Sky thought to himself as he waited to reach the university. Of all the classes in the school, they had to put mine on the 3rd floor. Just looking at these stairs makes me want to change classes, Kiera grumbled as she climbed the stairs. As she went up, she started thinking about what Emily had said. Why did my dad lose his job? These thoughts have been haunting me for 3 years. When will I ever feel the peace of childhood again? Kiera thought, feeling a bit sad. She looked out the window and saw the sun shining brightly. Things may be tough, but I'm not one to give up easily, Kiera said to herself, trying to stay positive. Just as she was about to reach the 3rd floor, a strange sight out of the window caught her attention. She saw 2 tall men in old-fashioned clothes dragging a girl, who looked about 17, forcefully. Kiera, just keep going. This has nothing to do with you. Maybe they're just having a discussion, Kiera told herself. But then she noticed that the girl was wearing an expensive dress from a well-known luxury brand, Farfalla Rose. Something's not right here, Kiera thought. At that moment, the men put a napkin over the girl's nose and mouth, and she quickly lost consciousness. Kiera looked at her phone and realized that class was about to start. She saw another set of stairs through the window that could take her directly to where the men were. She thought about calling a teacher, but that might cause a big commotion. She looked at the girl, and then at her phone again. I can't just ignore this, Kiera said determinedly. She quietly went down the stairs and managed to get into the van unnoticed. This van seems really sturdy. It'll be hard to get out if they lock it, Kiera said, observing the situation. The van started moving and soon arrived at the back of the school. Put the girl in the back, one of the men said. Kiera was afraid of being discovered. She quickly found a black blanket and covered herself with it. The doors opened, and the man threw the unconscious girl in. Sleep well until we get there, the man said and closed the doors. The van started moving again. Kiera took out her phone. My brother will kill me, but I need his help, Kiera said and sent him a message. When the van stopped, Kiera knew they had reached the secret place the men had talked about. She quickly activated the GPS on her phone and sent her brother the address. Kiera knew she couldn't get out if the doors were closed, so she decided to let the men find her. Then, she had a great idea. She texted her brother again to send her some photos. This is going to be fun. Let the show begin, Kiera said excitedly. Just then, the door started to open. Take her to the storage and be careful. She's worth a fortune, one of the men said. Yes, wait. What the other man exclaimed in surprise when he saw Kiera. What's wrong? The first man asked. At that moment, the first man saw Kiera, who looked terrified. Please don't hurt me, Kiera pleaded, pretending to shiver with fear. You're the short girl from this morning. What are you doing here? The first man said angrily and took out a knife from his pocket. If your reason doesn't satisfy me, I'll cut your throat, the man threatened. Please no. I didn't follow you on purpose, This girl looked so much like my sister that I followed to save her. But when you put her in the van, I realized she wasn't my sister, Kiera said, acting as if she was about to faint from fear. You think I'll believe that? That's a load of crap, the kidnapper said. I'm not lying, Kiera said, looking pitiful. Oh, really? Show me a picture of your sister then, the man said, holding the knife tightly. Kiera took out her phone and showed him the photoshopped pictures. The man looked at them carefully and saw that the girl in the photo did resemble the kidnapped girl. Even if you're telling the truth, it doesn't mean we'll let you go, the man said and reached for the blanket.
No. Please don't hurt me.
Kiera screamed. What a coward. I was just getting the blanket. I don't have time to deal with someone like you, the man said. Take these two to the storage and tie their hands. I need to figure out what to do with this shorty, the kidnapper ordered. The men took the two girls and locked them in the storage. Wait until I get out of here. You'll pay for calling me shorty, Kiera said with a menacing grin as she looked at the man who was left in the room with them. We're almost there, Your Highness, the driver announced. Finally, Sky said, looking at the company files. After a few minutes, they arrived at the school. Make sure there are no students waiting for me in the garden before I get out of the car. The last thing I want is to deal with those annoying girls and get an even bigger headache. Is that clear? Sky ordered. Haha, yes, Your Highness. I spoke with the director, and he said it's safe. Sky's personal driver replied nervously. I hope so, Maurice. Sky sighed with relief. Just then, Sky's phone rang, and he saw it was his mom. Put 2 bodyguards at the front of the school and wait for me at the entrance. I need to take this call, Sky said. Yes, Your Highness, Maurice said and left. Hello, Mom, Sky answered sweetly. Son, have you arrived? His mom asked, sounding a bit worried. Yes, I'm at school now. Tell Grandpa I'm here, and the files he asked for are ready to be sent to the company, Sky said. I'll tell him. Don't worry. I called to ask if Iris came with you. She wasn't in the palace, and the surveillance videos show that she boarded your plane, the Queen said nervously.
Impossible.
I would have noticed if she had, Mom, Sky said. I know your vampire instincts are good, but she used Grandpa's invisible cloak to hide from you. That's why you didn't notice, the Queen said softly, trying not to make Sky angry. That troublemaker. Aha. She thinks it's all fun and games and forgets that others have work to do. Don't worry. I'll find her after I'm done with my work, and when I do, I'll ground her for a long time, Sky said threateningly. Sky, please. Don't do anything. Let Gabriel handle her punishment, the Queen pleaded, afraid that Sky would really hurt Iris.
Fine.
I won't for now, Sky said angrily and hung up the phone. Sky, wait, that child hung up on me, the Queen said anxiously. Don't worry, Your Majesty, the nanny said. How can I not worry, Clementina? You've known Sky since he was a baby. His anger is no joke, the Queen said, still worried. Precisely because I've known him for so long, I'm sure he won't hurt his sister. You know he cares about his family more than anything, Clementina, the nanny, said with a smile. She was a trusted member of the royal family. You're right. I always wonder how you manage to calm me down so well, the Queen said, smiling brightly. It's a great honor to welcome you, Your Royal Highness, the school director said, bowing before Sky. Visiting one of my grandfather's best friends is always a pleasure. Please, there's no need for such formality. Just call me Sky, Uncle Ben, Sky said. My. Charles has raised a wonderful grandson, Uncle Carl said, patting Sky's head like he used to when Sky was a child. Sky really liked this side of his uncle. Sky, where's Emily? Is she with you? Uncle Carl asked.
No, uncle.
Emily got here earlier because I had some work to finish, Sky replied. I see. What a niece. She hasn't visited her grandpa in a while, and now that she's here, she doesn't even show up, Uncle Carl said, sounding a bit sad. Come on, Uncle Carl. Don't be sad. I talked to Emily before coming, and she said she's in Class 1D just like me, Sky said, trying to cheer him up. Well, then, let's go there, Uncle Carl suggested. With pleasure, Sky said. As they walked down the hallway, Sky noticed that everyone was staring at them. The girls were making heart shapes with their hands and blowing kisses. Sky felt a bit self-conscious. He worried that he wouldn't be able to have a normal student experience. Being a prince has its downsides, Sky thought to himself. It felt like an eternity before they reached the class, even though it was just a short walk. The director knocked on the door and entered the class with Sky beside him. When the teacher saw them, she immediately stood up. "Welcome, Director Carl and Prince Sky. Students, this is the school director, Mr. Carl, and beside him is the Crown Prince of England, Prince Sky," the teacher announced. There was an immediate uproar in the class, especially among the girls. "Quiet now. Show some respect in front of the prince and the director." "Your Highness, you can choose a seat," the teacher said. The noise died down a bit, but the students were still whispering to each other. Sky looked around and saw Emily sitting at the back near the window. There were 2 empty seats, one in front of her and one beside her. Sky walked to the back and sat beside her. As soon as he sat down, the girls started glaring at Emily with jealousy. "Thanks for making me the target of all these girls," Emily whispered angrily. "You're welcome. It wouldn't be fair if I got all the attention," Sky whispered back. "I'll make you pay for this," Emily said, and Sky just smiled in agreement. "Well, then, I'll take my leave now, Miss Anna." "Behave, students," the director said, and gave Emily a slightly angry look before leaving the class. Both Emily and Sky noticed it. "Was he angry?" Emily murmured. "More like sad that his granddaughter didn't visit him." "You kind of deserve it," Sky murmured, smiling at her teasingly. "Yeah, but it was so crowded because of you. If my grandpa is mad at me, it's all your fault." "So, stop smiling like that," Emily said. "It's not my fault I'm so good looking," Sky said with a smirk. "Okay, everyone. It seems like we're all here." "Wait a minute. Why is there an empty seat?" the teacher said. Emily looked around and realized Kiera was missing. "It looks like Ms. Kiera Willows is the only one absent. It's very inappropriate for a scholarship student to miss the first day," the teacher said, clearly annoyed. "Teacher, Kiera had an emergency at home, so she had to leave today. She asked me to tell you and hoped you'd understand," Emily said, looking innocent. The teacher was pleased with Emily's explanation and decided to be more lenient. "I suppose Miss Kiera must have had a good reason. Otherwise, an excellent student like her wouldn't miss class." "Well, let's start the lesson," the teacher said and told the students to open their books. Sky looked at Emily seriously. "So, this is the girl you were talking about on the phone? A student who misses the first day. That's quite a first impression," Sky said sarcastically. "Kiera isn't like that. She must have had a good reason." "You know I don't like people easily," Emily said firmly. "Yes, I know, and that's why I'm curious to meet her. I want to know what makes her so special," Sky said. "You really don't trust anyone," Emily said. "Trust is hard to come by, especially for people like us," Sky said coldly. Emily understood what he meant, but she still believed that Kiera was different. "The lesson is over. You can all go," the teacher announced. As soon as the bell rang, Sky was surrounded by a group of girls. Emily was almost crushed in the crowd in the corridor. She managed to get out but saw that Sky was getting really annoyed. He wasn't very patient. "I can't let him lose his temper. It would be bad for the royal family. Sky is an important part of its reputation," Emily thought worriedly. From a distance, she saw the bodyguards and signaled for them to come to Sky's aid. When the bodyguards arrived, the situation calmed down a bit. They started pushing the crowd back to give Sky some space. "Now, I need to go see my grandpa, and then find Kiera. I hope she's okay," Emily said and headed towards the director's office. On the way, a bodyguard approached her and gave her a note. He looked worried. "Ms. Emily, please give this to Prince Sky." The postman said the person who gave him the letter said it was important. "I read it and I think it is too," the bodyguard said. Emily took the note and read it. Her eyes widened in shock. "We have your sister Iris. If you don't prepare 500 million, we'll rape and kill her. You have until 4 o'clock. Come to the abandoned area. Don't call the police, or we'll kill her. Here's a photo as proof," the note read. She saw the photo of Iris, whose beautiful dress was dirty and torn. Emily noticed that Iris was wearing the white, silver necklace that could deprive vampires of their powers. Sky's grandfather had ordered these necklaces for the royal family to keep their powers in check. Iris's bracelet, which was needed to remove the necklace, had been confiscated by her grandfather because she was always sneaking out of the castle. Iris can't defend herself now. She's like a normal human with that necklace on, Emily said, and ordered the bodyguards to secretly search for Iris's whereabouts. She thought about showing Sky the photo, but when she looked around, he was gone. "Ms. Emily," a voice called from behind. She turned around and saw Maurice. "Maurice, where's Sky?" Emily asked, worried. His Highness had to go to the hotel because he received an important call from the California company. He asked not to be disturbed. "He also told me to accompany you wherever you want to go," Maurice explained. "I see. Okay, Maurice. Thanks for telling me. You can have the rest of the day off," Emily said with a smile. "Thank you, MS," Maurice said, and left. Sky should focus on his work. Something serious must have happened at the company. "I'd better ask my grandpa for help," Emily said, and rushed to the director's office. "Grandpa," Emily said as she opened the door and quickly closed it behind her. "Emily," Mr. Carl said, surprised to see her in such a hurry. "Here, look at this," Emily said, trying to catch her breath. Mr. Carl started reading the letter and was shocked when he saw the photo. "Iris. Where is Iris?" he asked, his voice trembling. Iris was like a granddaughter to him, just like Emily. "I don't know. I sent the bodyguards to search the city secretly. They might be watching us." Sky went to the hotel to deal with the California company. "Apparently, there's a big problem there," Emily explained. Just then, the cleaner entered the room to start cleaning. He saw the photo of Iris. "Oh, I saw this girl this morning. She's a very nice and well-behaved young lady," the cleaner said. Both Emily and Mr. Carl turned to look at him. "Where?" they asked in unison. The cleaner looked a bit scared. "I'll double your salary every month." "Where did you see her?" Mr. Carl asked urgently. "I saw her helping two men. One of them had a hurt knee. They were dressed poorly and looked like they were poor. I was surprised they were allowed on school grounds," the cleaner said. "Thank you. Your salary will be doubled. You can leave now," Mr. Carl said. "Thank you so much, sir," the cleaner said, and left happily. Mr. Carl sat down at his desk and started looking at his computer. "What are you doing, Grandpa?" Emily asked, worried about Iris. "If what the cleaner said is true, the surveillance cameras should have recorded something," Mr. Carl said. Both Emily and Mr. Carl started looking through the surveillance videos. The cleaner was right. Here's Iris with those two men. They're covering her face with a napkin, and she passes out. "They must have used some kind of drug," Mr. Carl said. "You're right, Grandpa," Emily said, watching the screen. Then Mr. Carl noticed something else. "Wait a minute. Emily, there's another girl, maybe one of our students. Look, she's hiding and watching them," Mr. Carl said. "What are you talking about?" Emily asked. She leaned closer to the computer and saw that it was Kiera hiding in the corner. "So, that's why she wasn't in class today. I knew she wouldn't miss without a good reason," Emily thought seriously. "I know her. Her name is Kiera," Emily said. "You know her?" Mr. Carl asked. "I met her this morning. When I was late, the guardian stopped me and started yelling at me. I was really scared, but Kiera came and helped me. She's a great girl," Emily explained. "What are you talking about, Emily?" "I didn't hire a guardian," Mr. Carl said, confused. Emily was shocked. She had met the guardian that morning, and Kiera had saved her. She was silent for a few minutes, and then realized that the guardian might have been involved in Iris's kidnapping. "Grandpa, I think the kidnapper is the guardian. Maybe he thought I was Iris when he stopped me," Emily said. "Probably," Mr. Carl said. "We have to find them before Sky finds out. Otherwise, he might do something crazy," Mr. Carl said, looking worried. Just the thought of Sky finding out made his face turn pale.